Welcome back to the Koalition Gaming. Today is an incredibly special day because we can finally talk about Shinobi Art of Vengeance, the first new entry in the iconic franchise after a 14-year hiatus. Developed by Lizardcube and published by SEGA, this reimagined single-player 2D action platformer has been on everyone's radar since it was teased as part of SEGA's Power Surge program during the Game Awards 2023. When I previewed the game earlier this summer, I described it as an incredible revival of a beloved series and was convinced this collaboration could lead to something special. After completing the campaign last week, I'm excited to say this was a phenomenal experience and the perfect example of an action platformer done right. Here are more details on the game and why this should be on your must-play list if it isn't already. Shinobi Art of Vengeance follows serious protagonist Oboro clan leader Joe Musashi as he faces off against the corrupt military organization E&E Corporation. After Lord Ruse launches a devastating attack that decimates Joe's village and turns his students into stone, our hero sets out on an epic journey to get revenge. He faces countless obstacles and enemies that will push him to the limit, while aligning with unlikely allies who share the same goal of ending Ruse's reign of terror for good. From a narrative standpoint, Art of Vengeance is a brilliantly told revenge story grounded in honoring the core values that make Joe Musashi a great character and an absolute badass. Instead of spitting out cool one-liners before taking out an enemy, Joe surgically destroys everyone and everything that gets in his way. The supporting cast of characters also adds something extra to the overall experience, while having logical reasons for their motivations. While Lord Ruse doesn't appear throughout the entire campaign, his presence is felt by all the mayhem he has caused others. Once he finally does appear, he doesn't disappoint and gives you the fight of a lifetime. It took me approximately 13 hours to complete all 14 stages of this story campaign in my first playthrough, and I loved every minute of my time with it. There's plenty of replay value, which I'll dive into later, but I can confirm now that this game was outstanding, and I fully intend to keep playing until I get the Platinum Trophy. Switching gears to graphics, Age of Vengeance is an unbelievably beautiful 2D hand-drawn game with smooth animations from start to finish. Art and creative director Ben Fekay, known for his spectacular work on Streets of Rage 4 and Wonder Boy, knocks it out of the ballpark and brings a signature style and sophistication to the table that makes these characters in the world they are a part of feel new and fresh. This creativity bleeds over into every aspect of the level design and platforming, two major highlights of this game. Each stage feels unique, with memorable moments, varied enemies, and fun challenges for Joe to overcome. Playing on a base PlayStation 5 console, I experienced no performance issues throughout my entire time with the game. Art of Vengeance runs at 60 frames per second with 4K resolution support. As I mentioned in my previous reviews, Digital Foundry remains the experts at providing these details. I recommend checking out their videos for more info about how this game performs on every platform. In my preview, I mentioned that the controls are incredibly satisfying and easy for anyone who loves hacking and slashing their way through adversaries. I also detailed the core attack mechanics, ranging from light and heavy attacks to Shinobi execution kills and Ninjutsu super moves. While Joe relies on his katana and kunai, the combat opens up further as you discover 8 Ninpo techniques, and 13 amulets. Ninpo offensive and defensive types have elements such as thunder and fire, with star ratings for strength, armor, and execution. An amulet is a passive or combo-oriented item that can be equipped alongside a Ninpo. I must admit that using these bonuses can make enemy showdowns feel a little too easy, but you'll still be challenged as you get into the late game boss battles. Art of Vengeance also encourages you to switch up combinations to see what works best and keeps you coming back for more. When traversing through stages, there are several additional tools, such as claws, the grappling hook, and the glider, which you'll unlock as you progress through the game. You'll notice early on that there are certain areas on the map that you can't access unless you have a certain tool or ability already unlocked. This is where the Metroidvania elements of the game come into play, as you'll feel motivated to revisit certain areas of each stage to find every secret and bonus possible. Finding ways to outmaneuver obstacles is also a lot of fun, and when combined with exhilarating combat, you may be just as fascinated as I was. After completing a stage, you're shown a completion percentage. This number is based on overcoming all the Elite Squad challenges, discovering secrets, collecting Oboro relics, and finishing Onku Rifts. In addition to this, boss mode and arcade mode become fully unlocked once you beat the game. As a result, players can expect a complete package with insane replay value starting at only $29.99 or less based on certain retailers. Considering we now live in a time with $70 and $80 games, it's easy to see that this is an absolute steal that will keep you busy for quite a while. The last thing I want to mention about the game is the musical soundtrack. The composers did a good job of capturing the emotional highs and lows that Joe encounters throughout his adventure. In a game where the protagonist is solely focused on getting revenge, that's all you can ask for. And I think they did a great job at conveying that, which will get even more fans pumped to play the game. If you can't tell by now, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and I'm 100% convinced you will too. It's not just an exceptional action platformer, but it's also a superb first title from Sega's Power Surge program. If you played and enjoyed the demo, currently available on console and PC, I can guarantee you'll love the final product. If you check it out, let us know what you think of the game in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. As always, thank you for your continued support, and stay tuned for more content here at the Koalition Gaming.